Abandoned long ago, no doubt. Could it be a Merlin trial?
REPARO. Revelio. REPARO. Revelio. REPARO.
Merlin himself would be proud. Here's a pleasant surprise.
Protego. Confringo. Confringo!
Not so tricky after all, Merlin.
Revelio.
Shut. One less human to worry about.
Confringo.
You can't stop us.
Leviosa. Incendio. Confringo. Revelio. Leviosa.
Stop it!
Revelio.
Wizard kind will submit to a much before it's over.
Levioso.
Kill you when I get down from here!
Bombarda. Expelliarmus. Confringo.
That's the student who released others.
You only have Ranrock to blame.
Revelio.
If only Ranrock were here to see this! It won't be long now before we find another. I know I heard something that time.
Levioso. Accio.
Incendio. Confringo. Levioso. Accio.
I will have my revenge!
Protego. Revelio.
Levioso. Settle yourself. I mean you no harm.
One less human to worry about.
Revelio. Levioso. Everything's all right. I know what that means. Merlin trial. These Merlin trials won't get the best of me. Revelio. That's that. Settled. Revelio.
I can do this. I can do this. They will want to help.
Is this where we're meeting the centaurs?
Well, they don't exactly know we're coming, so it's less of a meeting and more of a surprise, I suppose.
I'm not sure about this. I can't imagine they're fond of being surprised.
We don't have a choice if we want to help the Snidgets. Perhaps they'll be able to tell that we're sincere. There's something about them that's so knowing. It's almost unnerving.
I hope they can tell we're sincere, but... Poppy, centaurs are just... centaurs. They can't read your mind any better than I could.
Perhaps you're right. It's just... Never mind.
What is it?
It's nothing, truly. We've no secrets to hide.
Speaking of secrets, I do want to tell you why Victor Rookwood's after me. He's working with Ranrock, and Ranrock's after something I found at Gringotts. Fig had a portkey that led us there after the dragon attack. It's a bit of a long story, and Fig asked that I not speak of it yet.
Goodness. Well, that certainly helps explain a bit about what we saw back at Horntail Hall. Of course, I'll guard your secret as if it were my own. Even the centaurs won't know.
We'll simply be honest with them about what we're trying to do. They'll have to help us, won't they?
Yes, of course. You're absolutely right. We'll meet with them, tell them about the Snidgets, and I'm sure it'll all be fun.
What do you think you're doing here, humans?
Please! We were hoping to speak with you.
Ah! I suppose you'd like a tale for your friends of the time you spoke to a centaur, and it spoke back.
No, never. We're here because we need your help.
Enough! You made a grave error in judgment in coming here, little witch.
Leave them be, Alec. We do not harm the young. It is not our way.
You forget your place, old fool. I'm the leader of this herd, and while you cling to our way, their kind continue to slaughter beasts like us without a care!
From what I can see, they have slaughtered no one. They will leave here unharmed.
Mark my words, Doran. If I ever see them again, it will be all 3 of your heads.
Foolish children. Do you know what happens to wizards who wander here? Now, follow me before
Golden Snidgets are still alive, and the poachers are after them. They know that the key to finding them lies in the moonlight, but they don't know what that means, yet. Please, help us find the Snidgets before the poachers do.
Could it be? In the south, there is a cave within which lies what the poachers seek. A moonstone. Retrieve it and place it in the henge in the forest. I, on the other hand, must go speak with the herd. Find me after you have done this.
I don't understand. So the moonlight mentioned in the journal doesn't refer to actual moonlight, but to a moonstone. What do moonstones have to do with Snidgets? And why was he so certain about where we could find one?
Isn't Moonstone all around us? Why retrieve one from a cave?
Knowing centaurs, I suspect he's referring to a specific moonstone. We'll likely know it when we see it.
He could have been a bit clearer, or stayed a moment and answered our questions.
Centaurs can be cryptic. Gran says no one talks more in circles than a centaur. It is a shame how quickly he left. What was his name? Doran.
That's what the leader of the herd called him.
Well, if Doran knows something we don't, I'd rather act now and ask questions later. I can head to the library and start looking into the cave you mentioned. I'll let you know what I find.
Knowing our meat, he's likely studied here.
Can't figure out why there's such a fuss over poaching. Enough dumb beasts for everyone. And where did I set my traps? I can assure you, none of us are intimidated by your rash decision. Especially the one where you ended up with an actual rat. Thinking in terms of good and evil merely indicates a limited imagination, in my opinion. Haven't a clue why there's such a fuss over poaching. There's enough beast flesh for everyone. Manners are important, though, aren't they? Even in a fight.
Professor Howin.
Betting on the dragon fight was the best decision I've made yet.
I'll look after you.
I've always said that travel broadens the mind.
I have been meaning to speak with you.
I still can't believe we escaped the Ashwinders.
You may not realize it, but you are the talk of the school since you saved me that day.
I wonder how everyone knows about it.
I told my mother in the hope that she would be more forgiving of what I have been up to if it came from me. She likely told other professors, and news travels quickly. Unfortunately, she might, in fact, have been even less forgiving than I'd hoped.
If she knew more about what you've done, I suspect she'd be proud.
If she knew any more about what I've done, she would never let me out of her sight again.
I'm sorry. Has Officer Singer done anything with the evidence we provided?
She has not. Harlow is as strong as ever. Someone needs to stop him, whether it is us or Officer Singer. If someone had stopped the monsters like him in Matabeleland, my father would be alive today.
What exactly happened to your father?
It was a beautiful day. My mother had gone to tend to a neighbor who was ill, and so my father and I were galloping in the savannah.
Galloping? Your father was also an animagus, I take it?
He could become the most majestic giraffe, and he would carry me on his back, my arms around his neck. We were on our way home when we surprised a group of bandits who had come from our village. One of them saw me just as he removed a scarf from his face. He shouted and then aimed his rifle.
He didn't want you to identify him.
Exactly. In an instant, my father bowed his neck to protect me and was hit. As he fell, my father changed back into his human form. When the bandits saw this, they turned and ran in fear. Magic terrified them, and then he was gone. And it was all my fault.
Your fault? How so?
He died protecting me. If I had been capable of protecting myself, he would still be alive today. My mother and I tried to go on without him, but it became too much for us there. A few years later, we left to come to Scotland.
Do you think taking down the Ashwinders will avenge your father's death?
No. Vengeance is not what drives me. My father would not want that. He and my mother raised me to believe that it is a privilege to be able to fight for those who cannot. I know there is risk involved, but I feel it is worth it. I am glad you seem to think so too.
What does your mother think about all of this?
Well, as you saw, she worries a great deal. She is an excellent seer, but I think it bothers her to this day that she did not see my father's death coming. She misses him, as do I. So I believe on some level she understands my need to seek justice in a small way. But that does not mean that she likes it.
Do you think your father would approve of the things we've been doing?
Oh my, that is a good question. In theory, yes. Although he would worry as my mother does. But I think he, of all people, would understand my persistence. My father never shied away from a fight for good, no matter how ruthless the foe. And I think he would have enjoyed knowing that I had a compatriot like you.
I'm sorry, Natty. I can't imagine what you've been through. Your father sounds exceptional.
He was. Truly extraordinary. And thank you for your kind words. We all have our burdens. My father had a saying about that.
Yes, I remember. Rain does not fall on one roof alone.
Exactly. Soon you and I will put an end to the Ashwinders, beginning with Harlow. And once he is gone, we will turn our attention to Rookwood. We are making progress, and we will succeed. Thank you again for saving me. You deserve all of the praise you have received.
How nice to see you, my young friend.
Could do with a nice mushroom stew about now. You haven't had mushroom stew like what my mother used to make? Oh, like heads of lettuce, those mushrooms were. Reminds me of the time I nearly fell out of a cart at Gringotts. I was only young, mind. Not like I'd fall out now. Lucky if I fit in one now. You ought to cut back on pudding. Mistook you for a troll the other day.
The wizard will have no choice but to submit to us.
I didn't touch your helm. But thank you for making me the first object of your suspicions. Know who my friends are now, don't I? Who's there? Oh, this day's gone on too long. Someone there. I have a brother who works at Gringotts. Couldn't pay me enough to sit behind a desk all day. Nothing over here.
Replicus Totalis. Revelio.
Why am I always on patrol? It's a waste of my skills. No witch or wizard will be spared.
Bombarda.
Bring me a dozen humans to battle. I'll take them all. Run the other way when they see me humans do. Why is it grapple you are? I've never seen a sword like it.
Revelio. Lucas to tell us.
There. Hello?
Revelio.
Wizard
Revelio.
defeated.
Lucas to tell us. Revelio.
Never anything interesting.
Have yourself. Get there.
Revelio.
Let's see what's up your sleeve this time, Merlin.
Revelio.
Sleep on my feet, I could.
Levioso. Incendio. Revelio. Confringo. Revelio. Confringo. Revelio.
Confringo. Merlin himself would be proud.